Hey hunties, hope you're all fine, dandy and well wherever you are watching this in the world today. So I've got another day off, decided that I'm just going to sit down, smack some makeup on. I haven't had a shave. I'm going to go have a shave and then I will be right back and then we're going to get on with the makeup. That's what we're going to do. So we are back, we've had a lovely shave, so I'm nice and smooth in the face. It's been a while since I've had a proper shave. This is shaving, obviously. And the reason for that is because essentially I've done a few videos recently where I've been beardy and I've just kind of done my contouring here. So I want to play around with my contour a little bit and make sure that I can still do it, essentially. More than anything in the world, because I'm getting cautious that I'm going to start losing skills and stuff. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. Normally I do my eyebrows off camera. However, I've had a couple of people message me recently saying, can I do like a video of just my eyebrows? Like show start to finish what the process is with the eyebrows. So I thought we'd do that and go into a little bit of detail on that one. And then just kind of show the overall final look at the end, rather than creating what we've had more recently in the past. So I'm going to get up close and personal with you, and hopefully you can get a good amount of detail of what's going on in the eye and understand my way of doing brows. Like, this isn't the only way to do brows. Loads of people do brows in different ways. This is just how I personally do brows. So let's get started. So first things first, we're going to get on a wig cap. This may or may not go well. Kind of learnt from my previous video and got my mirror right here. So hopefully we can get a decent bit of eye contact with the camera, and yeah, fingers crossed. I'm going to just quickly have a biscuit. Got a cup of tea here and I fancy a biscuit. Coconut macaroon hobnobs, they're my new obsession. Right, I see a packet, I have to pick it up. Even if I know I've already got a packet at home, I'll pick up a fresh one. So, Drag Queen's best friend is Elmer's purple glue stick. Goes on purple, dries clear. I basically know every queen uses this. That is a giant ass wasp. Stay out of my house. Sorry about that. I've used Prick Stick in the past. Found this. I've never looked back. So, I'm going to start by getting a good layer of this on. Coat down every single brow, going backwards as well through them because you want to get the kind of underside glued as well. Now, one of the things that I've done recently is that I've stopped plucking my eyebrows. I'm going to bring the mirror a bit closer, so I apologise. We will actually lose that kind of bit of eye contact whilst I'm doing this. I've kind of stopped plucking my brows as much. So if you notice like how bushy this is, I'm still doing the middle bit. It wasn't done in my last video, and it felt very obvious to me that it wasn't there, or it hadn't been done. And it was just because I've been realistically busy. Now, I know a lot of queens who will do a really thick layer of this so that it is like really purple on there. I'm not a fan of it personally, but that's just me. So then I use kind of this weird spoolie thing just to brush the brows up, the individual hairs up in one direction. I'm not going to start singing, don't worry. Come on, thank you. This is obviously not the most fun part because it can be quite sensitive to your eyelids. But notice how it's all kind of going in one direction now. And then I used like the actual brush part to flatten it all down. And that really helps to work it in. And then I get rid of any excess that's sitting over the top. Any setting powder will do. I just kind of grab whatever's available in the shops. This is what I'm using at the moment. It's actually Special Effects one, so it's white rather than translucent. I know loads of queens will use translucent specifically for a reason. I get it. This was what was available. This is what I could find at the time. And I'm one of those queens of, oh, I'm not going to go out searching for another product when I have one at home that works perfectly well. And there you go. Don't worry, that's not it completed. I'm going to quickly do the other brow, and then I'll get back to you once I've done both, and then we'll go for the next step, yeah? Just going to wait for that glue to dry. I'm going to have another biscuit. Oh, this is unsteady. I left this in. It's absorbed half of my brow. People who have biscuits and a cup of tea and don't dip them, psychotic. Literally yesterday I was in whatchamacallit, B&M, and loads of people talk about Yorkshire Gold, so I decided to get some Yorkshire Gold. I'm not gonna lie, I'm underwhelmed. Don't think I'd get it again. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad that I've had it, just given it a try, but wouldn't get it again. So next thing is to brush away all the excess. This is an Elizabeth Arden brush. I got it in like as a, I think it was like a Christmas kind of deal where it was like, pay 50 quid, get all of this makeup. And I think this is the one thing that I have left from it all is this brush. That's a lie. I do have another brush that I use, and that is my, whatchamacallit brush? Crease cutting. As you can see, this brow didn't kind of want to play. I think most queens will have that issue where like one brow will be perfectly fine and the other one just doesn't want to. But yeah, I don't know why. Left brow is just never wants to play properly. It's like, what was it? Katy Perry, is it Left Shark? Left Shark during the Super Bowl? The next step is to apply another layer of glue now that these have dried down. This bit is a little bit weird. When I've given makeovers to people in the past, I think I'm disgusting for what I'm about to do. I stole this from Trixie Mattel. I'm sure it was Trixie that I saw do this in the past. I was like, give it a go, see how it makes a difference. I feel it does make a difference to me, just because it kind of gives that like smoother layering. But yeah, licking the glue stick. Initially I used to like spit it into my hand and then like dip it and wipe it, but then it was like there wasn't enough control. It was just like a layer of gloopy spit on your eyebrow. But yeah, just licking the end of the stick whilst you're doing it is non-toxic. It doesn't necessarily taste bad. It doesn't taste great, but it doesn't taste bad. But yeah, that's kind of the next layer. So I'm just going over what you already have down just to kind of smooth off any last layers and edges. Excuse you. You kind of need to let that dry a little bit before you go in. Otherwise, like you can see the powder puff kind of has these little stains on them, and that is where dried glue, well, I say it stains, where it's like picked it up, and that's because the glue, like once I've gone to put on the thing, it's like pulled a pile of glue away and it's just stuck it to this instead. So you've got to let that dry down just a little bit longer than the previous layer because it's got that saliva on it. I don't know why it does it, but it does. And yeah, so go in with another nice thick layer of, no, not concealer, what's this stuff? Setting powder. And this, you like really applying a thick layer because you don't want anything showing up. Like, look like a cocaine whore. And yeah, that is now nicely glued down. I've got a couple of hairs kind of in this top corner here that I just need to quickly go over again, but I will do that as a third layer just in this corner. Do the other brow. I'll be back in a second. Talks amongst yourselves. Whilst we leave this to kind of dry itself a little bit off. Speaking of kind of makeovers, who wants to be my next victim when it comes to getting a makeover? feel like it's been a little bit of a while since I've done one. I haven't done one in this new house, so whoever is next gets to be the person who gets it done first in the new house. Enjoy doing makeovers. That's something I have actually really enjoyed doing as part of this channel. And I definitely want to continue that side of it. It's a shame that I've got caught that random bit there. It'll be fine. This isn't like we're doing it for TV or anything. It'll be read. Imperfection is perfection. Right, let those dry again a little bit longer. I'm going to attack this kind of little corner here just to get those extra couple of bitches glued down. And then we will be back for the next step of my master plan. One thing I did forget to mention is you kind of want to press this right into your eyebrow, like you're wanting to push your eyebrow back into your face, just to kind of really get that powder really set in there. Again, something that's been mentioned in the past when doing makeovers and people are like, God, you're putting loads of pressure on my face. I'm like, yes, that's because that's what's needed. I apologise, but I'm not sorry. So that is the next step of the eyebrows being applied. Again, leave that to properly dry for a little bit. I think this is probably the longest overall individual step of the whole thing. Like, don't get me wrong, like applying eyeshadow and things like that can take me, or doing the rest of my face overall, take me an hour, but I reckon most queens will agree that gluing down of the eyebrows is the overall like biggest step. I mean, look at the difference. Look how clumpy that looks. Makeup can fix everything. So my next step is a concealer stick. I use the 90p one from Primark in cream. That is how much of it I've got left. I think I've got another stick of it somewhere, but we're gonna get the most out of this. And yeah, it's just to kind of go over this and create like a nice thick base layer over the hairs. Make sure that they are fully coated in between anything, just to take away any extra texture that may be left. Like you can see, I don't know if you can see, I keep saying you can see this, but here in this bottom corner, I've missed a few of the brows, but that to me says that I just need to pluck down there. And that I think is officially dead. Probably should get rid of it. Probably won't. So I then just go in with a nice makeup brush. Some queens will use their beauty blenders. I'm very much a brush queen. I can't get along with beauty blenders. I don't know what it is about me specifically, but it's just something I cannot do. And I don't know why. Kind of sort of blended it in with the skin tone around it. Next, we're going to stick some foundation over the whole kind of forehead area. I am currently using, I don't know what, light beige. Light beige 8, and this is a Primark concealer. Primark foundation. Costs, I don't know, £2. It's got quite a thick texture to it, which is really nice actually. And it brushes on really quite nicely overall for such a cheap foundation. Like, I have Urban Decay foundation that if I was like actually going out somewhere and wanting to look really presentable for the evening, I will use that. But for the purposes of just a video on YouTube, this is definitely the best option that I've found that works for me. I have pretty much all of the tones available that they have for, well, when I'm doing makeovers, obviously. And yeah, I kind of flick between 3 of them depending on the time of year, how much tan I've got. I don't think the next step is officially the correct thing to do. However, it is what I do, mostly because I don't like doing my next step without it. I've tried it both ways. This way works best for me. So what I do is I take a very, very small amount of setting powder just off the tip of the brush, and I just kind of lightly dust the forehead, like not enough that it shows up properly, but it just dries it down, adds that kind of mattified look to it. To stop the eyebrows, or stop any shift in the foundation for the next step, which is my stencil. Probably get accused of cheating using a stencil. I don't care, it makes my life easier. Why would I not want to do this if it's going to make my life easier? So this is probably the most difficult step, is kind of getting it to sit level on the forehead. I like to put the corners into the corner of, like the top corner of the eyebrow, and go from there. Give myself nice angry brows. But you want to obviously make sure that they are level as well, and you're not going to have one kind of sat slightly higher giving you an inquisitive look. Next step is probably the most simple one, and that is to apply eyeshadow into the space. Now, probability being is I'm going to start learning the hard way, if I ever make it onto Drag Race, that using eyeshadow for eyebrows is not the way to go. But whilst I'm at home doing my thing on YouTube, it works for me. So you literally stencil it like you would painting in a kindergarten. Great way of talking about painting your own face. I've done it in the past where I've like had a darker shade in the corner and gone to a lighter shade on the outside, depending on just kind of whatever look I'm going for. But seeing as we're just doing something very basic today, I'm just going to go with one shade. Then we are going to take this off, if I can find the elastic. Unfortunately, you can see where there's kind of been a bit of thingy on this side. Thingy? What's thingy? What is thingy? Seepage? We'll call it seepage, why not? Leakage, seepage, I don't know. Basically, it's not created a nice harsh line. So what we do is tiny little bit of foundation on a brush, and this is the brush that I use for my carving, not carving out, well, it's carving out the brows right now. This is the brush that I use for cutting the crease on my eyebrow, so creates nice sharp lines, and we just carve that out here. I don't always do this, I don't always need to do it. But when it's like really quite obvious, it's definitely something that's worth doing. You just got to be careful not to end up with kind of the foundation kind of building and causing a blob in one area. Like this has got quite thick in this corner. That's carved that out nicely. And then we're going to just quickly do the upper side of the brow to get rid of anything up here. And that's created that nice sharpness there, which now I'm going to have to replicate over this side. And I should have done the left eyebrow first. This is one of the reasons I like using eyeshadow, because it's a lot easier to cover with foundation when I do screw it up. And there we go. That is how I do my brows. I don't look quizzical. I don't look completely insane. Ooh. I'm causing a bit of a wobble whilst trying to tidy up things. Stay. But yeah, that is how I do my brows. Brow stencil is on the floor to create this look. Hope you all like it. I will quickly get kind of a overall look down, and yeah, I will be back on the other side with a bit of a reveal. Hopefully the rest of my contouring goes well and this itching in this corner of my eye stops, because you can see how red it's getting. I don't know why. So annoying. Right, I will be back momentarily. And voila, we have the finished product. Not gonna lie, I've gone a little bit lighter on my contour today and I'm really liking how it looks. Wasn't sure on the lips, still not sure on the lips, but I got kind of inspired by the blue and gold going on behind me, but then I didn't want to throw a pink in because I felt like it would just look so bizarre on the face. So like, if you can see, there's obviously the pinks and the golds all up in here. So that's what I was going for. But yeah, I just felt that a pink lip was going to be a little bit too much. So we got some pink in the blush. But yeah, I'm not mad about it overall. I like the lighter on the contour. Excuse me, I'm hungry. It's 4 o'clock now. And yeah, can see where the eyebrow is causing a problem here. The glue is a bit too thick. But other than that, I'm not mad about this look in the slightest. I look stunning, as always. And yeah, I haven't lost my skills when it comes to contouring my entire face. Praise Satan. That is great. Right, I'm going to get off. I am going to make myself a bagel, probably. We've got curry for dinner and I'm hungry. But the husband, I don't know what time the husband's finishing. So I'm like, do I have something food-wise now, waiting for him to get in? Or do... Oh. The struggle is real. That much we know, the struggle is real. Right, I'm going to get off. I shall see you later. Bye, hunties.